WrestleMania 41 is finally here. It's just days away by the time you're watching this, and that means it is time for WrestleMania predictions. I told you all I was going to do it, and I'm here doing it. So, I don't really know where to begin because this is my first video since my whole little breakdown I posted like a month ago, and I just want to quickly say thank you all for even just watching it and just letting me kind of vent and just kind of being my platform to just talk about it. I am in the process of actually filming a mental health vlog, which I don't know when I'm going to upload that, but I've been doing consistent updates since then. I guess when I feel the time is right, then I'm going to upload it. But a quick update for me, I have been doing better. We're slowly getting there. It's been a slow kind of turnaround for me. You guys are going to see that in the vlog that I post, but that won't be out for a while, so I'm just giving you guys a quick little update right now. But that's not the point of today. Today is for WrestleMania predictions. It's WrestleMania, baby! Woo! WrestleMania, baby! Woo! Oh, God. So for our opening match of WrestleMania 41, I'm saying it's going to be for the World Heavyweight Championship, Gunther versus main event Jey Uso. I have a couple things about this. I won't lie, I was not into this build really at all after Jey had won the Rumble because I was a big fan of Jey winning the Rumble. Contrary to what a lot of people on the internet say, I actually really enjoyed it. I thought it was something new. It was something that WWE could use to build another, I guess you can call him another like big star, because while he is called main event Jey Uso, he never really got that proper main event spot. I'm a big fan of Jey Uso, and it's no secret that I don't think he's a bad wrestler. I didn't think his match last year with Jimmy was as bad as people thought it was, but that doesn't mean I think he's necessarily good. I think he needs to diversify his moveset more, and I thought that a Royal Rumble win and a guaranteed world title shot at WrestleMania would kind of lead him to develop a more extensive moveset, and it would also lead WWE to build him up as a credible challenger more than just a catchphrase, in my opinion, which I think a lot of the times he can be portrayed just as that. I have confidence that when the bell rings at WrestleMania, because it's for the World Championship, it's on such a big stage, the biggest stage that you can possibly get at WrestleMania, and in my eyes, the opener for night one, I think he's going to pull out some things that we've never seen before, and I'm confident that he's going to walk out of WrestleMania as the World Heavyweight Champion. This build has been lackluster up until a couple weeks ago when they got Jimmy Uso involved. I think the beatdown from Gunther onto Jimmy, where he left him a bloody mess next to Jey, who was zip-tied to the ropes, I think that was a very much-needed segment in this build. And then since then, the promos have been really good. I really like the fact that Jey Uso came out the next week after to his normal entrance music, his normal entrance, but he didn't yeet with the crowd. He was very serious. And he came out, cut his promo, talked about his family, talked about how he said he was scared and all this stuff, and the crowd was trying to yeet with him, and he was shutting it down. I love that. I love that little detail that he didn't come out as he normally does because he was that messed up from that beatdown the week prior. So like I said, my official prediction for this match is Jey Uso is going to become the World Heavyweight Championship. I think he's finally going to have his crowning moment after all these failed attempts, not only to win the World Heavyweight Championship, but to beat Gunther. I think Mania is where they pull the trigger. Now for my second match on WrestleMania Saturday, it is the War Raiders versus the New Day for the World Tag Team Championships. I'm not going to lie. I don't think this match should be on WrestleMania. I really don't. I think the SmackDown Tag Division is way more deserving. I'm thinking, I guess maybe it's coping, but I think the only reason they're putting this match on the show is for a bigger surprise, and I'm hoping that that surprise is a Big E appearance. In what capacity, I don't know. I don't know if his neck is fully healed to the point where he's able to wrestle again or even take bumps or get physical. But if he can, this is the place to do it. If there was more of a build to this match, like how the entirety of the SmackDown Tag Division has been trying to build their division up, if there was more of a build kind of like that to lead to this match, then I would fully think it's deserving to be on this card. But unfortunately, it's only been like a couple weeks. And even before that, the New Day haven't been doing it for me. Ever since the heel turn, I thought they had a lot of potential, and then they just did the same shit every week. They just cut the same promo. and then had like a mini feud with the LWO, and then now they're going for the tag titles after like months. I don't know. Hasn't been doing it for me, but regardless, it's on the card, and I think the New Day is going to walk away with the tag titles. The third match for WrestleMania Saturday, I'm thinking, will be Jade Cargill versus Naomi, and this has honestly surprised me. Like, not necessarily surprised me in the ability of the competitors, but surprised me in WWE's booking, because apparently this is the first women's singles match that doesn't involve a title at WrestleMania in like 2 decades. I've really enjoyed the build to this match, and it's honestly surprised me that WWE has been able to book a women's feud, a women's singles feud, a women's singles non-title feud at WrestleMania so well. I think that this character switch of Naomi has done wonders for her, and I love Jade Cargill. I think she's incredibly talented. I'm honestly very excited for this match. I didn't necessarily think I would be, because I hadn't really been into the whole like Naomi Jade Cargill thing before Elimination Chamber. I think everybody knew that Naomi attacked Jade, but it kind of got dragged, in my opinion. I think Jay was legitimately injured, so that's not to any fault of their own. But like, I think with this match being at WrestleMania, I think Jade Cargill is going to walk away with the win. I personally think Naomi would benefit more from a win, but I don't know. I don't really got much to say more than just I think Jade Cargill is going to win. I think that this feud's going to end at Mania. No matter how much I would like Naomi to win, I I just don't think it's gonna happen. I think Jay Cargill's gonna win. And for match number 4 at WrestleMania Saturday, LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu for the United States Championship. If I'm being completely honest, don't really got much to say on this one, because I think Jacob Fatu is going to walk away with the title, and it's going to be a fairly quick match. I don't think it's necessarily going to be a squash, but I think it's going to be Jacob Fatu gets most of the offense. LA Knight gets a little bit in here or there, but then every time he tries to get the upper hand, Jacob just shuts him down. Maybe some bloodline involvement, but honestly, I don't think they need it, and I don't think it's even worth getting anybody from the bloodline involved, because unless you're trying to build to maybe a Jacob solo US title feud, something like that. If that's not the case, have Jacob win clean. I think LA Knight maybe gets a rematch at Backlash, but other than that, I think Money in the Bank is where LA Knight's going to get to shine. I think Money in the Bank is. I mean, I've been saying that for 2 years now, but I think Money in the Bank this year is going to be where LA Knight gets his flowers. Match number 5. Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano. I'm not into this El Grande Americano thing. I don't. If this was Rey Mysterio versus Chad Gable, it would be great. But unfortunately, Chad Gable's not on the card. The fact that they gave this match to El Grande Americano and not Chad Gable, when this whole story has been involving him, and El Grande Americano literally just debuted like, what, 3 weeks ago? And now he's getting a Mania match. Like, the fact that they gave this match to him and not Chad Gable is very frustrating, and that's really why I'm not into this. It's going to be a good match regardless. I think Rey Mysterio is going to win, and then he's going to unmask El Grande Americano. Joke over to beat Chad Gable. The penultimate match on WrestleMania Saturday for the Women's Championship, Charlotte Flair versus Tiffany Stratton. This build sucks, man. I'm sorry. This build has sucked for me. I am not into this at all. This match is, don't get me wrong, this match is going to be fantastic. Potentially match of the night. But the build for this just sucked. I'm going to say something that a lot of people might not like. I don't like Charlotte Flair's promos. I really don't. And that's why this feud has been dragging for me. And that's why I'm really not into this feud at all. Because I love Tiffany Stratton, but I think she's better as a heel. I think Charlotte Flair is also better as a heel. But she sucks at promos. Once WrestleMania actually comes around and the bell rings for this match is going to be fantastic, because both of these women have incredible in-ring ability, but the feud has just really not been it for me. I'm not into it at all. I think Tiffany deserves better than this. I don't think Charlotte gives a fuck. Charlotte Flair's winning. And there's really not much more I have to say on this. I think Charlotte Flair is going to win, and she's trying to rack up her title wins. She's probably gonna get to 22 or something before she retires. Tiffany deserved better than this. I'm not gonna lie. Gotta love when you get done recording an entire video just to find out that the audio corrupted hours later, so you have to refilm it. So I'm filming this hours later from the last clip. I'm just glad I noticed it now because I leave to go to Las Vegas tomorrow, and if I didn't notice it, I would have been screwed and this video would not have gone out. So, being mad about it is not going to change the fact that it happened. So, let's just continue, shall we? So, the main event of WrestleMania Saturday is Roman Reigns versus CM Punk versus Seth Rollins. This has already been confirmed to be the main event of night one, and I'm very happy because Roman gets another WrestleMania main event, CM Punk gets his first WrestleMania main event, and Seth Rollins gets another WrestleMania main event as well. I've been a big fan of this whole story. I love the intrigue of who's Paul Heyman going to side with. Is he going to side with Roman and continue to be his wise man? Is he going to side with Punk, his best friend? Or a lot of people think he's going to side with Seth Rollins. Now, I personally don't think so, but I still like the intrigue of it nonetheless. I'm going to take a shot in the dark here. And I'm going to say that the involvement of Paul Heyman is going to be too much of a distraction for Roman Reigns and CM Punk. They're going to be too focused on each other. They're going to be too focused on who's Heyman going to side with, that Rollins is going to swoop in and get the victory. Now, I'm not saying I think Heyman's going to side with Rollins. I don't think that that's the case unless they swerve us. But I think that Seth Rollins is going to walk away with the win because I think Punk and Roman are going to be too focused on each other. Seth is going to walk away with the win. Maybe that'll lead to a world title match down the line, and then we can get a Roman and Punk singles match towards the summer because apparently Roman's taking some time off. And maybe we get a Roman Punk singles match at SummerSlam. Only time will tell. So that does it for WrestleMania Saturday predictions. Now, on to WrestleMania Sunday, with the opening match being Braun Breaker versus Penta versus Dominic Mysterio versus Finn Balor for the Intercontinental Championship. Now, this was actually difficult because I didn't know whether to make this match the opener or the Women's World Championship Triple Threat the opener. You can genuinely make this the opener. You can make the Women's Triple Threat the opener. It doesn't matter, but this is what I think is going to open the show. I'm actually very surprised that WWE has been able to book this match to basically be really unpredictable. And you can make a very strong case for either one of these four men to win, basically. You can make a very strong case for Braun Breaker to retain his title. You can make a very strong case for Penta to win or for Dominic Mysterio to win. Finn Balor is kind of up in the air. That would be the most shocker for me if Finn was to win. In my honest opinion, Dominic Mysterio is going to walk out of WrestleMania with the Intercontinental Championship after turning his back on Finn Balor and kicking him out of the Judgment Day. I think this is where you pull the trigger on the Finn Balor babyface turn, and then you can have Dom and Finn lead into Backlash or Money in the Bank and feud for the Intercontinental Championship. I think that's great, personally, but I would not be mad if either one of these four men win because I know this match is going to be great, potential match of the weekend, and I'm just really excited for this one. Match number 2 of WrestleMania Sunday, AJ Styles versus Logan Paul. This is another match where I think either guy could win because I honestly don't know why this match is going on to begin with. Why are they feuding? Like, did something happen at like the Rumble or something that led these guys to not like each other? I genuinely don't remember. I thought we were building to like an AJ Styles IC title shot, but I don't know. And then he gets this match with Logan. Obviously, I know why they booked the match, like to get AJ Styles and Logan Paul both on the card. And obviously, it's going to be a good match, but in kayfabe, I just can't pick out why these dudes hate each other. This is a match where it could go either way because I feel like neither man is really gaining much from winning nor losing much from losing. So, with AJ Styles nearing the end of his career, he said he's not going past 50 and he's getting there. I think AJ Styles is going to come out with the win because I don't know when his last WrestleMania is going to be. So I guess I'm just manifesting that he gets the win. So I think AJ Styles is going to defeat Logan Paul in probably the sleeper match of The Weekend. AJ Styles has a really weird WrestleMania track record. Like his best matches are with Shane McMahon and LA Knight, which very surprising. I'm not no disrespect to either of them, but like with somebody who's had WrestleMania matches against people like Shinsuke Nakamura, people like Randy Orton, people like Chris Jericho, you'd think that he would have like better matches, but I mean, not to his fault, but it's just weird. And this is probably going to be no different. I think that this match is going to be one of his best WrestleMania matches that he's had. Match number 3, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez versus Lyra Valkyria and Bayley for the Women's Tag Team Championships. I genuinely don't have much to say on this one because it was booked so like soon before Mania. I don't see the title changing in this match if I'm being completely honest because Lyra and Bayley have kind of just been thrown together as a team. I was kind of hoping for a Lyra and Bayley singles match for the IC title at Mania, but I mean, at least they're on the card, I guess. I don't see much story being developed in this match either. Like a lot of people think Bayley's going to turn heel, and I don't think so. I don't think Bayley's going to turn on Lyra. I understand why people would think that because it would give Lyra her first meaningful IC title feud to kind of cement not only her as a champion, but the championship itself. I just don't see it happening. I'm kind of over Bayley as a heel because she's been a heel for so long up until last year. So I can deal with her being a face for a while. But I think Liv and Raquel are going to retain the titles, and I think that's kind of where it ends for me, if I'm being honest. Match number 4, another sleeper match of the weekend. Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre in a Sin City street fight. Now, this match I'm very excited for. I've been very into this build ever since it started, and I think you can make a case for either one of these men winning, but I think it's going to go to Drew McIntyre, and this is why. I think he would lose more from losing than Damian would if he lost. You know, I think Drew should be put back into the world title division, and I think this match and this win will be the start of that. Earlier in my prediction, I said Jey Uso is going to win the world title. With the draft apparently coming up pretty soon after Mania, I think they should draft Drew McIntyre to Raw, have Jay go on, have like a couple wins under his belt as a world champion and defend it and whatever. Then as we get towards Money in the Bank, like towards SummerSlam, you have a Drew McIntyre Jey Uso feud, and then that's where you properly crown Drew McIntyre as world heavyweight champion and give him the title reign in front of live fans that he rightfully has been owed for years. I don't think losing hurts Damian Priest all that much because for the last couple of months, he's been booked like a beast, especially since moving to SmackDown. And he also eliminated Drew McIntyre from the Rumble, and he eliminated Drew McIntyre from the Elimination Chamber. So in my mind, Drew McIntyre should get the win here to kind of make up for that. So I think Drew McIntyre is going to get the win. Moving on to a match that has yet to be announced. Match number 5, I think, is going to be Randy Orton versus TBD. First, I want to get this out of the way by saying my best wishes to Kevin Owens. I sincerely hope he recovers sooner than expected because, a lot of people are saying that he could miss WrestleMania 42. And that's just absolutely heartbreaking because Kevin Owens has been one of the most reliable and consistent workers in WWE. He's been one of the best professional wrestlers all around for a very long time. And he has already had a Hall of Fame career, but I don't think he should have to retire. I think that's incredibly unfortunate if he does. I just truly hope that he can step in a ring again someday. So with that out of the way, Randy Orton versus TBD. Now, this TBD is not going to make a lot of people happy, myself included. I'm confident that it is going to be Solo Sikoa versus Randy Orton at WrestleMania. I'm not happy about that, but it looks like that's where we're heading. Why? I don't want it. Like, yeah, you got to put Randy on the card, and I don't think he should miss this Mania, but Solo? Sheamus is right there, man. There's no story. I get it, but there wasn't going to be a story because, Kevin had to go get neck surgery 2 weeks before Mania. No matter who you put in this position, there wasn't going to be a story. But you have Sheamus missing WrestleMania, and you're putting Solo Sikoa in this match. Are you? I don't know, man. It hasn't been announced, so maybe they could swerve us. But if they swerve us, then it's going to make even less sense because they just had Solo and Randy building to this match on Friday. Regardless, I think Randy Orton's going to win in a perfectly okay match. Now, the penultimate match of WrestleMania Sunday. A match that could possibly be the opener for the Women's World Championship, Io Sky versus Bianca Belair versus Rhea Ripley. Again, another match where you can make a very strong case for any one of these women to win. Io just won. She's one of the best wrestlers in the world, and she's kind of been forgotten about. When it comes to Rhea and Bianca, it felt like she has just been a third wheel, and they've been kind of pushing that narrative with Rhea and Bianca consistently getting in each other's face, and then the pie face Io when she tries to get involved. So maybe her being forgotten about on that end makes Bianca and Rhea so focused on each other they forget about Io in the match itself, and then they underestimate her, and then she walks away with the win. You can make a case for Rhea Ripley to win, and my only issue with that is that if you are just gonna have Rhea win the title, why have her lose it in the first place to Io? Is that how you get the triple threat? Maybe. But personally, I think she didn't need to lose the belt if she was just going to win it back a couple weeks later anyway. But for my prediction, I'm going to go with Bianca Belair, mainly because she has her undefeated streak going. I think it would be really smart if they kept that going. I think that could lead to a Bianca-Rhea singles match down the line. But that does beg the question, where does Io go from here? I don't know. Maybe a rematch at Backlash against Bianca? We'll see. I don't know. And now for the main event of WrestleMania Sunday. It is Cody Rhodes versus John Cena for the undisputed WWE Championship. This is by far my most anticipated match of the whole weekend. I have been so captivated by John Cena's heel turn. John Cena was the man who got me into wrestling to begin with all the way back in 2010, and to see them finally pull the trigger on his heel turn during his retirement tour is beautiful. And leading into WrestleMania with his promos on the crowd, his promos on Cody have been so captivating for me. I've been on the edge of my seat with every single word he says. And the fact that he turned heel against Cody Rhodes is going to do wonders for him. Like, it cements him as the face of the company, win or lose. And I think that's amazing, not only for John, but for Cody. So as for the match itself, you have Cody Rhodes, the face of the company right now, or John Cena, the man who's on his last year as an active competitor, looking to make history and win his 17th World Championship, break the record, and then retire with the belt. My official prediction is that John Cena is going to make history, win his 17th World Championship, and we are going to be in for one hell of a 2025 with a heel part-time John Cena as champion. With John Cena as champion, you can get another Randy Orton match. I know a lot of people might not want to see that. You can get a CM Punk match with the roles reversed from 2011, where Punk is trying to save WWE from John Cena, whereas in 2011, John Cena was trying to save WWE and the WWE Championship from CM Punk. I think that can make for a great story, and even just thinking about it is making me so excited. You can have Cody Rhodes back on the chase like how he was before WrestleMania 40, and then maybe by the end of the year, maybe Cody is the one to dethrone Cena. Maybe not. Maybe we get Punk dethroning Cena. Maybe there's so many other possibilities of potential matches, potential stories, and potential new champions from this whole story. And I'm incredibly excited. So my official prediction is John Cena is going to win the WWE title from Cody Rhodes. And that, my friends, is the end of my WrestleMania 41 predictions. What do you think? Please let me know in the comments. What are your predictions for the show? Do you agree or disagree with any of my predictions? I would love to hear it in the comments. Please leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video and want to see more from me. I promise you're going to be getting more from me in the very, very near future. I'm going to do a vlog for WrestleMania 41 because I will be there. If you see me, come say hi. With all of that being said, I do want to get this YouTube career rolling, and one of the biggest parts about being a content creator, especially on a platform like this, is you got to have a good intro, you got to have a good outro. While I don't have a good intro yet, I want to do a little experimenting when it comes to my outro. And with me being a big wrestling fan and also a very big Kenny Omega fan, for those of you who don't know, I think I have an idea for an outro. If you guys like it, let me know. If you guys don't, also let me know. So if you like the video, please like and comment. If you're new here, please subscribe. If you want to see more of me, my socials are in the description. And without any further ado, I thank you all for watching. I bid you goodbye. Mwah! And good night. Bang!